So in today's lesson we're going to carry on looking at how we factorise quadratics. We're going to look at how we factorise a slightly trickier example, and I'll give you some questions to practice from. So it is important that you watch the last lesson on how we factorise quadratics, as well as how we expand and multiply two sets of brackets using FOIL. That's also important to watch. The reason being, factorising quadratics is the reverse of expanding and multiplying it and getting rid of brackets. We're actually putting brackets back in. So we know when we are factorising a quadratic like this, we're actually putting it back into two brackets like this. And again, it was mentioned in the previous video. So the reverse of factorising is FOIL, expanding two brackets out. And if we consider that FOIL, first, outer, inner and last, the F standing for multiplying the first term in each bracket to get this term here. The only way we get a 3x squared is if we were to multiply an x and a 3x like that. So that gives us what the first term in each bracket is. Now that's the reason this is slightly trickier, because we were then taught in the last lesson that this, when this was an x and this was an x, that this is product and this is sum. The sum is slightly trickier to work out now, because although the plus 12 is still the product, and we have to think of two numbers that multiply together to give us a positive 12, we have to factor in the outer and the inner when we multiply out to give us the sum here in the middle. And also a wee helpful hint for this type of question, and I pointed this out in the last lesson as well, is the only way we can get a minus and a plus like this, where the product is a plus but the sum is a negative, is if both the signs here are also negative. So when you encounter this type of question, again, we did do a wee bit of this last time, but there's probably a bit more of it involved. A wee bit of trial and error is what's needed. So we need a product of positive 12 by multiplying two negatives together. So we've got possible combinations of minus 1 and minus 12. We also have to check the bracket that each one of these would go in. So we'd have to try minus 1 and minus 12, as well as minus 12 and minus 1 like that. We also have to check minus 2 and minus 6, as well as minus 3 and minus 4 to see which combination will work for us. So when I say using a wee bit of trial and error, let's try x minus 1 and then 3x minus 12. And what you're trying to do to get the sum is multiply the outer and the inner of FOIL. And we're going to see if that gives us a sum of minus 13 in the middle when we collect the like terms. So x times minus 12 is minus 12x. Minus 1 times 3 is minus 3x. And that will give me a sum of minus 12, take away 3, which is minus 15x. So that doesn't work. That doesn't give me a sum of minus 13. I'm also going to have to swap those around to check that as well. So x is minus 12 and 3x minus 1. So all I've done is I've swapped the minus 1 and the minus 12 around each bracket. So let's just see if that works. And again, the more practice you get, the quicker you'll be able to eliminate things and realize they're just simply not going to work. I mean, for example, when you do outer and inner in this, so you're getting minus x times minus 1 is minus x, and minus 12 times 3 is minus 36x, which gives me minus 37x. I mean, that's way off the mark. So minus 1 and minus 12 is not going to work, so we can get rid of that. Let's now try a combination of minus 2 and minus 6. So again, the x terms at the start are still the same. So x minus 2, 3x minus 6. Let's try outer and inner now. So x times minus 6 is minus 6x. Minus 2 times 3 is also minus 6x. So the sum of that, minus 6 take away 6, is minus 12x. That doesn't work. Now let's try swapping it around. So we've got x minus 6, 3x minus 2. So I've just again swapped around the minus 2 and the minus 6. And I'm going to try outer and inner. Okay, so outer x times minus 2 is minus 2x. Minus 6 times 3 is minus 18x. So that gives me a combination or sum of minus 20x. So that doesn't work. So hopefully the answer lies with x being minus 3 and minus 4. And we have to check both sets of brackets. Okay, so x, 3x, and we'll go for minus 3 and minus 4 first. Let's try outer and inner. So outer and inner, so x times minus 4 is minus 4x. Minus 3 times 3 is minus 9x. Minus 4 take away 9 is in fact minus 13x. So this is my answer. So I've got x is minus 3 and 3x minus 4 in that order in those brackets. Okay, it's always a good idea to check your answer by using FOIL on it as a whole. Okay, so I'll take both brackets. I'm just going to use FOIL to multiply out and collect the like terms and see if I end up with this, my original question. Okay, so first, x times 3x is 3x squared. Outer, x times minus 4 is minus 4x. Minus 3 times 3x is minus 9x. Minus 3 times minus 4, multiplying two negatives gives me a positive 12 because it's 3 times 4. Okay, collect the like terms in the middle. So I've got 3x squared at the start, minus 4, take away 9 is minus 13x, and I've got my plus 12 at the end, which is what I started out with. So this is in fact my answer. Okay, so this type of question where you maybe don't have an x coordinate, someone's got a coefficient, is a wee bit longer to work out, but it's very similar in how you do it, just a wee bit more in terms of your trial and error, and the more you practice these, the better you become.